Morning, it's the 21st of November. I've curtailed my car parking heater fiasco for a little while because I've got to do some priorities outside. Namely, this thing here. I had this, well, I was asked to have it taken away out of a yard that's been there for a long time. Well over 15 years. It's a temporary car garage. And although the canvas was finished, well, it's not a canvas, it's one of those plastic sheets that's tailored to fit front and back and all over the place. It's to keep snow off your car in winter. And being an old man with an old man's car fits perfectly. So I had a bit of a struggle trying to get it out and disassembled. All the bolts were carriage bolts like this, quarter NC carriage bolt with wing nuts on at -6. So working with gloves on, it's like you might as well have used your feet. Yeah, a bit of a struggle getting the bolts out. And at the bottom, you can see the bottom rail. Well, over the years that had got buried. It was about this deep in the ground. Well, of course, the canvas sheet went over the top and it was all tied to the bottom and I couldn't get to it. So, you know, I got most of it in bits. And again, it was really cold. So I had a thought about how am I going to get it out. And I used this. I pulled it out. I pulled it out with the winch. A lot of people don't use the winches, but I did. Anyway, well, needless to say, it got a little bit bent. But fortunately, I've got a pipe bender in there and my press. So, along with the combination of the two, managed to straighten them out somewhat so it's usable. So the canvas should be in today, the sheeting should be in today, which is going to be handy. I was quite surprised. It's 20 foot by 10 foot and the canvas was like, I don't know, $120 plus tax. Well, it wasn't expensive. I mean, I couldn't go downtown and buy a sheet for that. But in hindsight, I would have been better off putting tin sheets on, you know, like I did my roof. Well, you can probably see the edge of my roof up there. I had some left over, so I put it on the end up there going vertical. I'll show you that later, how it came out. It came out kind of nice. But you could have put tin sheets across the top, like 3/4 down, and that would have been just as well, but maybe not. Now we're supposed to take these down every year. Well, supposed to do. I'm going to leave it up like the frame and just take the sheeting off, you know, so it doesn't get much damaged by sunlight, and then put it back on again. But yeah, so I'll give you an update on the Ford while I'm here, because this is the first winter I've used it in anger. Well, I got it in January, but I never drove it for a while. What do I think of it as a winter car? Rubbish. The heater's not even a patch on the old Yaris. Oh man, I can go down to the supermarket, a lot of people, you know where that is, go down to the supermarket, come back and it's just to say getting warm. Not good. But this is the method of my madness, you see. I found out that that car has got a block heater in it, and over there on the wall there's a power point. So I'm going to put a little thermostatically controlled switch in there, and if I'm not using my car, I'll just leave it in here if it's snowing. Just plug the block heater in and forget about it, really. It doesn't want to be running all the time. Some people run them all the time, but if you haven't got like a timer or some sort of a thermostatically controlled device on it, it's going to burn through a lot of electric. But let's have a look around the Ford, because there was a few things that I didn't like. So we had about 4 or 5 inches of snow the other day. It's all sort of melted out a little bit now. But one thing I didn't like about the snow was the lights. See, it's got some sort of a shelf on here. I don't know what they were doing, making bookcases or something like that. Builds up with snow, and it's not so, it's sort of easy-ish, but the snow sort of gets stuck in the grill. I didn't like that. I like it sort of more rounded, but there again, it's Ford, isn't it? Mirrors, there are heated mirrors, which is great, but as you can see, what happens is snow builds up here and trying to get it out with his snow brush isn't all that much fun. Minor detail, but I'll leave the best till last, because this has the most crappiest design of a boot ever. So you press the boot remote. Now, when it's not snowing or anything like that, there's a little cutout here to put your fingers in to get to the boot and open it. I'm going to put down here a Land Rover door handle. Well, I'll probably put it here, a Land Rover door handle, so you can open the damn thing. I hate cars with boots. And another thing, the rear window, well, I know it hasn't got a wiper in it, but my God, with the combination of the mirrors all snowed up and the back window, it's a bugger to reverse. Can't see a damn thing out of it. Not really a good winter car. But, you know, it's not too bad. It starts and stops and tries hard in between. I've got my winter tyres on, so that's alright. But, I don't know. We'll see how it goes when we get into deep winter. Again, silly little things like this, where all the snow packs up. I know you've got to get your wipers in. What was the other thing I didn't like? Oh yeah, the heater things here. Right, yeah, let's have a look in here. So you see your heater controls here. Well, when you turn your heater on, it defaults to bringing cold air in from the outside and passing it through the heater. It doesn't recirculate. You have to press a button on the lower dash piece there. But every time you turn the ignition off, you have to sort of reset all that little lower panel. Whereas the old Yaris there was just good old knobs. You got them like that. Now I know that bringing fresh air in is supposed to be good for demisting and things like this, but I always put it on recirculation. So yeah, with the combination of it not getting warm very well. Oh, and another thing I don't like, this lighting switch here. Now it's getting to dark nights. Most cars have them on a stalk. This hasn't, and it's stuck down there. And from your driver's eye view, it's it's difficult to see, but you get used to it after a bit. But not too bad. Yeah, it's not too bad. The price was right. But yeah, we might see about getting another Yaris or a Toyota RAV4 this year. I'm not sure. But anyway, so all I'm going to do is oh, you can see how bent that is there, can't you? It's like a dog's hind leg, but it won't matter. Yeah, so I'll put the sheet on, and then when I've got the sheet on, I have to drill and tap into that concrete a place where I can strap it down, like diagonally strap it down. And Jim's going to bring me some concrete blocks to put in these corners to tie it down on the corners, because he said if it gets windy it'll take off. Well, we don't get that much wind down here, but there's always a first time, isn't there? Anyway, hey listen, look at, while we're out here, look, you see we had a bit of snow the other day. There you go, you can see it on the roof. You can see where the warm air's getting out of that vent up there. That vent's a waste of time. That's why I put these bigger ones in, because you've got to get rid of warm air out of your attic. We mentioned this before, so that your front of your gutter doesn't ice up, because water will come down. If your roof's too warm, it'll come down and block up that gutter. But you can see there's a hot spot there. There's no insulation in that bit. That bit's not too bad, because that's where it was shadowed by the top of roof. But let's have a look at the back of the work I did last year. Not last year, this year. We did the roof this year. And you can see all the snow's fallen off here, and it's all fallen down here, and I just shovel it down there. This side here, well, it didn't slide off too well, because I put some sheets across here to stop this all filling up with snow. So that's not too bad. A little bit of warmth is coming through that insulated chimney and starting to form ice down here, which is not the end of the world. You can see in the contrast to the other end, it's all dropped off. So that's pretty good. So I was really pleased about that, because I've been on that roof when we've had a big snowfall and a combination of different falls of snow. We've had about 2 foot on there, and I had to go along with a shovel and shovel it off, because the last thing you want is weight on a roof. So there we go. Yeah, what birds are going to have to do without food for a little while. It's a bit slippy on there. Going back to this bit, you see this bit didn't fall off? You see there's ice in the gutter, but not here. Underneath the roof here, there is no insulation. It needs to be done. I need to do it maybe this winter and put some polystyrene high density foam in the ceiling from the inside, you know, in the kitchen, to stop that. I've had my thermal imaging camera out and I've photographed that, and I could see that happening. So that's what you get when you get hot air escaping. It creeps up the roof and melts, and then forms ice dams here. Not very good, mind you. Guttering doesn't do anything anyway in winter, but you know, that's why that little bit didn't fall off. Right, that was interesting, wasn't it? Off inside for a nice refreshing cup of tea.